I'm Jess Etzel from the Bennett Like Pretzel community, and I felt really pulled to share a video with you guys for the people in the community who are struggling with their skin, who are struggling with acne. I wanted to talk to you guys about the concept that acne is not a curse, it is a calling. And what I mean by that is, if you have been blessed to be given acne, and I really do mean blessed, that's not some romantic notion or self-love, wannabe, spiritual crap. I really mean, if you have been blessed by being given acne, then you have been blessed to be given a calling to transcend it. And that's the bottom line. You're given acne because you're meant to transcend it. You're meant to do the inner work to resolve it. We're not here in this life to suffer indefinitely. Our suffering is so that we can grow. And that's the bottom line, guys. And I'm not saying this to make light of your suffering or your journey, because I really know how it feels to have your suffering displayed so publicly, literally written all over your face. I know how vulnerable and exposed and painful that feels, because I suffered from pretty severe acne for many years when I was a teenager, and it went right through to adulthood. I know it's really hard, and so yeah, I'm not saying this to make light of your journey, but what I want to, I guess, impart with you today is an invitation to go on the journey to clear skin. And what I mean by that is, there are two paths to clear skin. There is the fear-based path, or what I perceive to be the fear-based path. I can't speak for every person's experience, but the path that most people in our society choose to go on, and that I went on for many years, especially when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, and that is the path of fear and control, and that is antibiotics, that is anything that is trying to control your skin into being clear. Antibiotics, medications, lotions and potions by the hundreds, procedures. There are so many things. You guys are really familiar with them, and you've probably tried most of them, if not all of them yourself, like I did. The thing I want to say about this is, it's a little bit like a fuel light in your car. So your fuel light comes on when you need fuel. It's just an indication. It's a reflection that you need some fuel. It's a signpost telling you that you need to fill up. Your skin acts in the same way. Your skin breaks out when it's telling you that there is some inner work to do, or there is something that's out of balance, or there's something that's not quite right. It's bringing your attention to some work that needs to be done, or some healing that needs to take place, some fear that needs to be dissolved. However you want to explain it for yourself, there's something to transcend. Oh, I think I'm still there. So when you cover this up or control this with many of the modern miracles in medicine, or anything that is just controlling your skin into being clear, you're not resolving the underlying stuff. So then you become reliant on using this stuff to keep your skin clear, and you stay stuck in that fear cycle. And as soon as you stop using that stuff, your skin's going to break out again. We all know this, and often worse because it's been suppressed. And that's because it's not truly healing your skin. So to truly heal your skin, you really need to take the other path, and that is the path of love and trust and self-discovery and awakening and self-love. And those are all buzzwords, and you might be thinking, I don't even know what any of that means. But basically, it's the journey of healing rather than the journey of control. And when you start on the journey to healing, it can feel really scary, because you think, if I'm not controlling my skin, it is going to just get so bad that I don't know if I can handle that. And I really relate to that, and sometimes it does. Sometimes it really gets bad when you stop covering it up. But there are some practices that you can do to help your skin to be, I guess, calmer and less angry and heal quicker and be less likely to scar and that kind of stuff. So there are some things that you can do while you're doing the inner work, and I talk about a lot of that in my book, Intuitive Skin. But yeah, I guess that's what I really want to say today, is that if you have acne, you're being called because there is someone that there is untapped potential. There is suffering that you're meant to transcend. There's healing that needs to take place. There is a gift inside you that isn't being expressed or delivered to the world yet. And until you heal these parts of yourself, that stuff is going to stay buried. And the universe is calling you to transcend your pain and your suffering so that you can offer what you are truly here to offer. So I have never met a person who is struggling with acne who doesn't have a lot of pain and suffering around their self-esteem, their self-worth and self-love. These are key areas for people who are struggling with their skin, and skin is so intricately linked to self-love that when I see someone who's struggling with acne, I see someone who is struggling to love and accept themselves and to own who they are and to dance to the beat of their own drum, and someone who's so unsure of themselves. And I relate to that so strongly because that was me for so many years. And it wasn't until, I went on this journey of self-love and liberation and just love in general that my skin started to really heal without being controlled. And there's a difference. My skin isn't perfect and stuff still flares up when emotions flare up, or when self-care kind of comes out of alignment a bit. My skin is still prone to breaking out if I'm not in a good place in myself. But I'm so grateful for my skin now, truly, truly so grateful, because it shows me so clearly when something's out of alignment. That can only be a gift. I'm basically told straight away, bam, something's out of alignment here, there's something that needs to be looked at. You're not in love as much as you could be, not in a loving place. There's something you need to look at. And so now when my skin breaks out, I can check in with myself. I can come back to that place of love and stillness, and I can do what I know is going to bring me back into that love space so my skin can heal. And sometimes we need this visual thing that everyone can see to drive us to do the work. Sometimes we're given things that aren't visible, and some people go their whole lives without ever transcending pain around things. And that's not a judgment, that just is so. And really we are given such a gift by having something so visible that it forces us to go through it. So that's my message for you today. I know it's really hard when your skin is actively breaking out to see any kind of gratitude in it and you feel like you're being punished, but I want to tell you today that you're not being punished, you're being called to be who you authentically are, to offer your gifts to the world, to love and back yourself. And that's a journey. That's not something usually that happens overnight unless you're suddenly liberated, which I know does happen sometimes. But for me and for most people, it's a journey. And it's definitely one worth taking. So I know that the quick fixes are so tempting. And sometimes some of them can be helpful in the short term to maybe ease some of the discomfort around having your pain so visible. Sometimes there's a time and place, and there is a loving way to use those things. But the path of love is the only true path of healing. So if you want clear skin that isn't controlled clear skin, but is just naturally what you have, and clear skin is everyone's birthright, but if your skin isn't clear, it's bringing your attention to some stuff that needs to be worked through. So I hope that feels comforting to some of you. I really feel the people who are given acne are people who have big stuff to share with the world, because you are being forced to grow, and there's a reason why. You're not meant to play small in this life. You are meant to be authentically you, and you are given something that is painful, and you're given this level of suffering because you're meant to transcend it, and you are meant to shine on the other side. So take heart in that. Okay guys, that's all for today, and any questions, comment below, and I'll talk a bit more in another video.